Hi everybody, it's your Pilates instructor Alana. I am back with another exercise tutorial. I'm on my reformer. We're doing our side splits today. So side splits, for sure, an advanced exercise, okay? It comes at the end of your intermediate reformer, so that's where it's first introduced. But you definitely need to work up to it. You want to make sure that the body is healthy, stable. We have the balance for it. We have the footwork for it. Because it is one of those exercises that has a lot of moving parts to it, no pun intended. I know I've made that joke before, but like for real, you really want to feel like if you were doing on your tower, and I'll link the video to this, your inner thigh openings, right? You want to feel that same level of support and stability just in space. You're free floating in space. The only contact you have are your 2 feet. So think about that when you're doing Pilates, when your body has so much contact with surfaces, it's way more stable of an environment to move in, and it gives you more support and stability. When it's just your feet, you're working really hard. Okay, so options. Maybe this is your first time that you have done your side splits. Do it on 2 springs, okay? You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to tear anything or hurt yourself by just going 1 spring right away. We don't want that. We want to work up to it. So 2 springs, there is no shame in that. If you do it on the 2 springs, just stop at the splits. But then next option is to do it on a single spring. And when we do it on a single spring, then we can add just a little bit more oomph to the exercise. And we can do, some people call it like your pick the flowers or your spine stretch forward and your saw. So if we do those variations, that's on a single spring, and I'll show you what those look like. So I'm on my Gratz reformer. All of the springs are the same tension. If you are on a different manufacturer, you're probably going to be on a single heavy spring. And if you want that extra support, add maybe just like a half a spring, or maybe that's a yellow or whatever that looks like for your reformer. Details, put your headpiece up. In the off chance somebody is 6'5" or whatever, and their leg span is insane, you just want to make sure that your headpiece is up so that we don't ever end up, breaking a headpiece. Like nobody wants that. And then I have a sticky pad here. So again, I'm on a Gratz reformer. We don't have like that platform that some reformers have. So if you have a platform, cool. If you have sweaty feet, especially remember, you do your splits at the end of your workout when you've been like working real hard. Maybe this is when you wear your sticky socks or your toe socks, whatever that is, just safety first. You can also place a sticky pad over here if this outside foot feels like it needs a little extra support. Safety first and foremost. Okay, so I have my single spring, and we're gonna get on up. So just note my head is gonna get cut off. Sorry, I don't have that much space. Okay, first things first, mounting your reformer. I was taught when we're doing the variations, you want your right foot on the frame first. Why? Because when we go to pick our flowers, we don't want to feel like we're falling off or over the reformer. It's really more about just worst case scenario. Okay, you're teaching a group class, there's a lot of bodies moving. You can't be everywhere all at once. So in the unlikely event that somebody loses their balance, they maybe will, I don't even want to say it, but like they could fall forward with a little bit more of a chance to not hurt themselves. Okay, so safety first and foremost. I come to stand. I'm going to stand directly onto my carriage. Okay, sorry if my head's cut off, but you see my feet. And what I'm going to do here, step my right foot onto the frame first. Make sure, so like if there were bite-sized pieces that I really want you to take from this video, your foot placement is everything. So make sure that your feet are parallel, especially this outside foot. Make sure you're not rolling out or rolling in on the foot. 2 options to get your leg out there. Option 1, a little nicer, bear your weight into this standing leg and heel toe from your hip, this outside foot, okay? Bring it back in. And here's another thing I'm going to note because I just moved to the carriage. Part of this exercise, keep the carriage closed. So you're working your inner thighs, getting the leg out there. So that is part of the exercise. Second option, I keep my pelvis center of my feet the entire time. A little more challenging. Okay, I am not going to take my leg all the way out today. You could, in a perfect world, we're working to get our foot all the way up against the shoulder block, but I'm talking to you, I'm holding this in position. I'm not trying to kill myself right now. In a perfect world, we're working to get our foot all the way up against the shoulder block. You can use what's called a moon box to give yourself a little bit of space to find that up against the shoulder block so you can press your outside foot into it. Okay, look down. Make sure your 10 toes are in line with each other and the heels are in line with each other. Okay, if I were spotting somebody, I would make sure that their waist is evenly lifted. They're not leaning to one side. I have a tendency to do that, so I'm going to really try. Tailbone is under, chest is lifted. 3 to 5 of these is all you need. You press out and you pull evenly in. Press out, lift up and in. Notice if one leg is working harder than the other. And then pull it in. So that was 3. I could stop there, but I'm going to go out for a 4th time. I'm going to hold it. Variation 1, I keep it out. Okay, I don't move. I take a flat back hinge and then I round forward. I flip my palms. I lift up. I keep the carriage out. Now think of like a mini swan. I'm going to keep the carriage quiet, lift, and then pull it in. My palms face down. Now I keep the carriage in. I do that again. I round forward. I lift up, keep pulling that carriage in, open my chest, and then heel, toe, back in. So my inner thighs are burning like crazy. My legs are shaking. Okay, now safety. I twist towards my springs, and I'm there. Take this foot. So now I'm going to go for my saw. Okay, do that same thing. I heel, toe, toes are in alignment, heels are in alignment, nice and long. Okay, I press out, I pull in, tailbone is under. I press out, I pull in, all the way. One more, and pull in. Now next one, I'm going to hold it out there, Now just like your saw on the mat, we don't move through the hips. So think of your hips being on a flat surface right now. And open, twist, curl your spine, and center. Now bring it in, keep pulling it in, but you got to keep grounding down through all 4 corners of the foot, and center. Keep grounding down through those feet, keep those hips square, and up, center, heel, toe, feet together, and step forward to come off. Okay, those are your side splits. You have options. You don't need to do the variations. Okay, if this is your first time doing it, just go for the side splits. In and out, 3 to 5. That's really all you need. If you're doing the variations, typically it's on the 3rd one that you would do your pick the flowers, your spine stretch, whatever you want to call it. And then on the other side, you would do your saw. Okay, so you have freedom. More springs, less spring. You have freedom to move the leg further out or keep it a little closer in. The world is your oyster. Just make sure you are safe. So again, think of the fact that your foot is the only thing in contact with the reformer. So when you're giving this exercise, make sure you are setting somebody up for success with this. There are so many other ways we can work hip abduction. That's the opening of the legs. Think of your crab, your seal. There are so many other, your hip stretch. I will link some videos for you, but this is an advanced exercise. So make sure we treat it like that. It's not just like done willy-nilly. We want to make sure that the body is ready and safe to do this. All right, I'm very passionate about this one. If I haven't talked about it, think about like all the men that pull their groin. If we could get them doing things like this, gosh, they would strengthen their groin, especially if they're playing those sports like basketball, football, even tennis and pickleball. How much we're like jutting and pivoting in those rapid movements. Exercises like this strengthen the groin. All right, friends, that is it. These are your side splits. If you have any questions on them, leave a comment below. If you found this from my ebook on creating lesson plans that are timeless, thank you so much. If you're interested in my ebook, I'll leave a link to that below. If you want to get in touch with me, my website, boapilates.com. All right, friends, have fun doing Pilates. Be safe with your side splits and let me know how they go. Bye.